I'm not really sure what Rockstar's plans are here, but it seems like ever since the Mansions DLC dropped, we've been getting bonus money on MC work like every week. Weird. Anyway, in today's video I want to go over a technique that you can use when selling any of your stock in your MC business that basically eliminates most of the crappier sell missions. Today I'll be focusing on the weed farm sell mission, only because Rockstar's doling out double bubble this week for your MC weed business. Now, the method I'm going to walk through today is not new. It's been around for as long as I can remember, and it's pretty straightforward and simple. And yes, it does still work. The video you're seeing here was recorded a couple days ago, just prior to the bonus week kicking in. However, there's some caveats to this method that I want to address right out of the gate to avoid the inevitable confusion and angry comments. The premise is very simple. All we'll be doing is placing objects in the areas that the game uses to spawn the crappier missions at. That's it. Now, in saying this, I feel I need to clarify some things, as I said earlier, to avoid the inevitable confusion. First, this method will only eliminate 4 of the 6 vehicle delivery options, which I'll get to here shortly. Second, I'll be walking through the method used if you own MC businesses in the desert area. I'm saying this because if you own MC businesses in the city or Paleto Bay, the spawning locations of the crappier sell missions may be different. But don't worry, this method will work for you also. You'll just need to follow what we're doing here and then apply it to your own specific spawning locations. And lastly, I can hear the comments already. This is going to take way too long and it's not worth it, and I'd rather just sell it normally or not sell anything at all. And if that's your prerogative, no problem. Do whatever you want. This is just meant as an alternative to what we have now. And to be fair, you're partly right. When you perform this method for the first time, it's going to take you a little longer. But this is only because it's new. Trust me, when you do this a few times, you'll fly through the setups and it won't seem like such a bother. All I'm doing is providing another option. That's all. Alright, let's get into this. For any MC sell mission, the vehicle delivery for the sell mission will be random. You're going to be getting one of 6 different vehicle delivery types. These are delivery via motorcycles, the seaplanes, the garbage trucks, the helicopters, the boats, or the single vehicle option. They recently removed the 7th option, which was the post-op vans. Thank God. Okay, of these 6, the best option you can get is the single vehicle delivery, simply because it's only one delivery. The other 5 are crap, simply because it takes you so long and it's so boring. Today, I'll be showing you how to eliminate 4 of them. So here's what you do. First, you're going to be calling in 5 different vehicles. You don't need to use these exact vehicles, you only need 5 of something. However, what I'm choosing here is going to be the most beneficial simply because of their size. Remember, our goal is to place objects, in this case vehicles, in the areas that the game spawns crappier sell vehicles. So, the most area we can fill up, the better. This is what I use and how I get them. For my own personal vehicle, I'm calling in my Pounder from the nightclub. Again, we're looking at vehicles that can take up a lot of space. Next, I'm calling Pegasus, going to the transport option, and calling in the stretch limo. Then, I'm calling Tony from your nightclub and requesting the Patriot stretch limo. I then call up Dax and request the god-awful Journey RV. And lastly, I call up Agent 14 and request the ever-popular Granger. Alright, now the fun starts. First, let's get vehicles in position for the spawning of arguably the most crappiest of these sell vehicles, the seaplanes. If you own MC businesses in the desert, they're always going to spawn on the north shore of Alamo Sea, in this area here. What you want to do first is locate this little peninsula that's directly south of the Mackenzie Field hangar. Just freeze my map screen to get the exact location. When you get here, you'll find 2 little greenish yellowish bushes at the base of the small little cliff. These are what you'll use to line up and place your first 2 vehicles. For this location, I'm using both the limos. What you want to do is back up the first limo onto the bush, like where I'm standing now. Then just drive forward until you reach a certain point. which I'll describe here shortly, and then turn the vehicle sideways, so it's in between the two trees seen in the distance. For the second limo, do the same thing, only you'll be backing up over the second bush. Then just drive forward until you reach that certain point I mentioned earlier, and which I'll get to here in a sec. Once you get to this point, turn the limo so it's sideways as well, and when all said and done, it should line up with the middle tree seen here in the distance. Okay, so now for the big question. How far towards each of these points should you drive? Well, that's the easy part. You're going to drive forward to the points in the distance I just showed you until your front wheel drops down a little. You see, there's a second little plateau that occurs just before you hit the water. As soon as you see the front wheels of your vehicle drop or hit this little edge, stop. This is where you'll begin turning the vehicle as described earlier. In both cases, you want to turn the vehicles so they're alongside or parallel to this little edge. And that's it. This is the location where the seaplanes will normally spawn. Only they won't now because we have two beautiful limos that are parked in the way. Alright, on to the next location, and this is going to be where the helicopters usually spawn. This one is a lot easier. Simply head to the Mackenzie airfield with both the Granger and the Journey RV. What I do is place the Granger in the small access road directly west of the Mackenzie hangar. There's two propane tanks, one on either side of the road. What you want to do is park the vehicle so the back end is roughly in line with the front of the propane tank that's on the south side of the road, like you're seeing here. Don't get too finicky. It doesn't have to be perfect. For the RV, just park it near the north side of the Mackenzie hangar. You want it parked near the edge of the road, and all you need to do is line up the front of the RV with the west edge of the hangar building. That's it. Just use my video as a guide here and get it as close to what I have. Again, I want to stress, this doesn't have to be perfect. All you're doing is preventing the buzzards from spawning in this location. Okay, one last vehicle, and that's the Pounder. For this vehicle, it has double duty. You're preventing both the bike cell missions and the garbage truck cell missions. Both of these missions spawn outside your respective MC business. In this video, like I said at the beginning, I'm showcasing my weed farm location, which is the San Chiansky mountain range location. I think it's like the cheapest weed farm you can purchase. In any case, the goal will be the same. You'll just need to get familiar with your own specific location and where the bikes and garbage trucks usually spawn, and then just park the Pounder there. If you're lucky enough to have this location, just follow what you're seeing here. What you want to do is park the Pounder just off the road alongside the empty flatbed trailer. Just line up the back end of the truck with the east end of the weed farm building. Like I said before, don't get too OCD here. Just follow what you're seeing in this video and you will be fine. And that's it. Again, it's probably going to take you more time at the beginning the first time you do this, but after you get proficient in calling in the vehicles and knowing the exact locations, you'll get faster and faster and it won't seem like such a bother. Remember, the alternative could be flying a slow-ass plane all across the map for 45 minutes. Oh, and one other thing. You've probably realized by now that I'm missing one of the delivery methods, the boats. Well, unfortunately, this is one cell variety you cannot eliminate. And let me provide a couple thoughts on this. First, even if you could prevent this mission, the setup to eliminate, plus what I've shown here, it wouldn't be worth it. It'd just take way too long to set everything up. Second, the boat delivery missions are not really that bad. They're definitely quicker than the planes and the garbage truck, so there is that. In the end, by doing this little trick, you've basically guaranteed 3 different cell missions. You're either going to get the boat, the quick and easy one truck delivery, or the one truck delivery with a stoned out passenger, which in my experience is pretty rare. In any case, not a bad little trick to increase your chances of getting really good cell missions every single time. As you're seeing here in this video, after I placed all 5 of the vehicles and then proceeded to sell my full product in my weed farm, I walked out and found the easy one truck delivery. Yay! Alright, so that's my friends. Thank you for watching. As always, if you like the video and want to help out, please subscribe, give a thumbs up, and let me know what you think. Is this little trick old news and everybody's already doing it? Or perhaps something new to you and you're willing to give it a try? If so, drop a comment below and let everyone know. Until next time, be happy, be well, be safe, be the one maestro.